Okay, let's unpack this. K-pop has truly exploded onto the global stage, captivating millions with its catchy tunes, dazzling performances, and that unique blend of Korean and English lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond the vibrant music videos and synchronized dances, what if this global phenomenon held a surprisingly practical secret? Maybe a key to unlocking something far more academic.
What's fascinating here is precisely that. K-pop, this incredibly beloved entertainment form, is increasingly being considered a valuable tool for English language education.
Right.
It raises a fascinating question. Can the very songs that get stuck in your head actually help you become more proficient in English?
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to explore how K-pop's unique lyrical landscape is being analyzed for its potential to teach English,
Mm-hmm.
especially within a Korean English as a foreign language or EFL context.
Yeah, that specific context is important.
Our mission is to navigate through a detailed academic study and, real-world discussions to unearth the most valuable insights and give you a concise understanding of this surprising connection. Now, pop songs in general, they've long been recognized for their educational potential in English. Studies show they're effective for everything from pronunciation to boosting student motivation.
That's true. There's a history there.
But here's where it gets really intriguing. K-pop might actually have some unique advantages that go beyond the usual pop song.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, K-pop offers several specific benefits for Korean learners that kind of set it apart from general English pop songs.
Okay, like what?
First, its cultural background is just deeply intertwined with Korean contemporary and especially teenage culture that makes it incredibly relatable and easy for students to connect with.
So it's not just about the words themselves, but the whole cultural world K-pop creates that pulls students in.
Exactly. That cultural resonance, it acts like a secret ingredient. It transforms what could be a chore into something they genuinely want to engage with.
Yeah.
Korean teenagers are often described as fanatical about K-pop. They're eager to listen and interact, which, significantly enhances their interest in learning English. It taps directly into their existing passion.
And it's also incredibly accessible, right? I mean, it's everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Teachers can easily use K-pop in classrooms with standard tech, like computers and projectors, and students can readily access it outside of class, fostering continuous learning. Plus, crucially, the frequency of English words and expressions within K-pop has been steadily increasing. It's become a truly rich data source for language study.
Okay, so given all these compelling reasons for its potential, the researchers then did the deep dive into the actual songs. And what they discovered about the English within K-pop was, well, both reassuring and maybe a little unconventional.
Indeed. There was a 2017 master's thesis from Jeju National University, for instance. It analyzed 300 K-pop songs from the Melon Chart's Top 100 between 2014 and 2016.
Yeah.
Out of these, a remarkable 212 songs, that's over 70%, contain English.
Wow, 70%.
Yeah. The study looked at 1,059 unique English words and 729 English sentences. But what's truly remarkable, I think, is that 66.4% of the English words in these K-pop songs directly aligned with the basic vocabulary list of the 2015 Revised National English Curriculum, or RNEC.
So over 2/3 match the curriculum.
Exactly. This isn't just a happy accident. It means K-pop offers a readily usable direct bridge from a student's passion straight to their required learning.
So essentially, K-pop isn't just entertainment. It's like a living, breathing textbook that already aligns, for the most part, with what students need to learn. That's incredibly practical.
It really is.
Let's dig into the actual language elements then. What kind of English words were most common? Were there patterns?
Yeah, the study found that personal pronouns like you, I, and me were used extensively.
Makes sense.
And also words related to common K-pop themes, like love and baby. Exclamation words like O and A also appeared very frequently.
Okay, pretty standard stuff there.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that over two-thirds of the vocabulary aligned with the official curriculum. What about the words that didn't match? Does that make them useless for learning, or is there still value there?
That's an excellent point. So, while 223 words were excluded by the 2015 RNEC guidelines, maybe proper nouns, numbers, or just very common daily words not officially listed,
Right.
these excluded words aren't necessarily useless at all. They can, in fact, be quite valuable for showing students how English words flex and change forms, like transforming into doing, don't, did, and done.
Ah, I see. Morphological diversity.
Exactly. It teaches a crucial dynamic aspect of the language, showing it's not static.
That's a really smart way to look at it. It's not just about ticking boxes on a list, but what offers a real learning opportunity. How about grammar? Did K-pop lyrics hold up grammatically, or are they, a bit all over the place?
Well, in terms of grammar, the study compared the English sentences in K-pop with the grammar structures outlined in the 2015 RNEC. K-pop songs were found to cover 24 of these areas, indicating their solid potential for basic grammar instruction.
24 areas, okay. Like what?
Examples include common determiners like this, that, these, and any, also articles like a and the, various pronouns, and basic tense systems present, past, future, using will. Pretty foundational stuff.
But I've definitely heard some people say K-pop English can be a bit, messy or not entirely standard. What did this study find on that front? Is it really, good enough for the classroom?
This is where it truly gets fascinating, I think. K-pop lyrics frequently feature colloquial English styles and non-standard forms. You'll find you for you, ku for your, maybe phrases like give up, forgive up.
Like text speak almost.
Kind of, and this isn't accidental. The study suggests it's often an intentional choice to convey informality, especially in written lyrics that fans see.
And the influence of African American Vernacular English, or AAVE, sounds quite significant here, too.
Absolutely. The study highlights that over half of the analyzed K-pop songs were in the dance, rap, or hip-hop genres. Yeah.
And those genres are heavily influenced by AAVE. This connection grew particularly after 2000, when Korean American singers who were familiar with U.S. hip-hop and AAVE culture entered the K-pop industry.
Interesting. So what kind of features are we talking about?
You'll see phonetic traits like E's being pronounced as Z, for example, kings instead of kings, or the omission of the final G in words comin' or runnin'.
So they're not just adopting a few words, but specific sounds and pronunciations from AAV.
Precisely. And also contracted forms like ain't,
Right.
which stands in for am not, isn't, aren't, even don't. And things like come on for come on, gimme for give me, and gonna for going to, all very common in AAVE.
And slang, too.
Definitely. K-pop adopts slang terms like eat for all right, guap for money, holla as a greeting, and shoddy for your girl.
And even, vulgarities. I've seen some lyrics that raise an eyebrow.
Yes, the study does note the presence of terms like damn, fuck, and shit.
What's truly fascinating here is the strategic use of code switching. That's basically blending English and Korean within the same song. This practice really picked up after 1996, once regulations on foreign lyrics were abolished in Korea. Code switching to English can serve various functions like emphasis, rhyming, or even adopting what they call the most available word, or M-MAO.
The memo.
Yeah, essentially the most convenient or impactful English word for that specific lyrical context.
So using English can be a deliberate choice for artistic or even strategic reasons beyond just conveying a direct meaning. That's really clever.
It is. For instance, the study suggests that English vulgarities or maybe lewd expressions might be used sometimes to avoid controversy or censorship in Korean.
Ah, interesting.
It can make the lyrics seem perhaps classier or more sensational to a Korean audience. It's almost like an unspoken agreement that English vulgarities are less shocking to non-native speakers.
Okay, that makes a certain kind of sense.
It can also be used to convey a stronger, more impressionistic feeling, particularly to embody that sort of IDGAF spirit common in hip-hop culture.
Right.
And it's also important to note that some grammatical structures, like maybe omitting subjects, objects, or indefinite articles, sometimes appear to be influenced by the structure of the Korean language itself. It's a real mix.
Okay, so with all these linguistic insights into K-pop, how can it actually be put to practical use in an English classroom? The study provides some specific strategies, right?
It does, yeah. The study introduces 4 main ways to leverage K-pop for English education. The first one is pretty straightforward, leveraging motivation.
Okay.
Given how familiar and, let's face it, enthusiastic Korean students are about K-pop, teachers can use it right at the beginning of a lesson to spark interest.
Like an icebreaker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, using a song like To Anyone's Come Back Home to introduce the word come, which apparently appears 47 times in that song.
Wow.
Or twice as ooh to teach causative verbs like let.
That's a smart strategy for engagement. Hook them with something they already love. What's the next practical step once you've got their attention?
Secondly, it's incredibly useful for pronunciation. K-pop songs often demonstrate phenomena like flapping in American English.
You mean like the T in water sounding like a D?
Precisely that, where the T or D sounds become a quick R sound, like in about it. Teachers can have students listen, try to transcribe what they hear, and then compare it to the actual lyrics to understand these phonetic rules.
And guessing meaning sounds like it'd be really helpful too. That's a key skill for language learners, right?
Yeah.
Inferring from context.
Indeed, and that's the third point, guessing the meaning of words. Because K-pop frequently uses code switching, you often get English words and sentences right alongside Korean ones that convey the same meaning. So students can use the Korean context to infer the meaning of the English. This can significantly aid in longer retention of vocabulary and phrases. For example, in Akdong Musician's Give Love, the English you don't understand appears directly after its Korean equivalent.
That's neat, like built-in translation clues. And finally, something that's often a big challenge for Korean learners.
Wow.
Rhythm and stress in English.
Absolutely. The fourth application is teaching English rhythm and stress. Unlike Korean, which is generally syllable timed, English is stress timed.
Right, the musicality is different.
Very different. K-pop songs can effectively demonstrate how stress falls on content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs within sentences. This helps students develop a more natural English flow for better communication. You can hear it clearly in lines like, I believe in destiny, or I need more power.
That sounds incredibly promising and a really fresh approach. But, I've seen some online discussions where people are pretty skeptical about using K-pop for serious English lessons. What are some of the limitations or challenges, and how does the research address those?
That's an important consideration, definitely. While K-pop has strong potential, there are indeed limitations and counterarguments. Firstly, it can actually be challenging for teachers to find specific K-pop songs that perfectly align with particular vocabulary or grammar points they want to teach.
Right, it's not like a textbook index.
Exactly. It often requires more effort than just using traditional textbooks. For instance, the basic word cry apparently appeared only a few times across many top-ranking songs, making it difficult to find a dedicated teaching example just for that word.
And not every student, or maybe more likely their parents, might be on board with K-pop as a primary learning tool, right? There could be an age or generational gap.
Precisely. That's a significant point. While teenagers generally have a very positive attitude towards K-pop, some older parents or even some educators might not view it as, well, academically appropriate.
Hmm.
Online discussions show concerns about parental disapproval and the perceived lack of academic rigor. Some people argue that K-pop lyrics often contain nonsense or grammatically incorrect
Yeah,
English.
I've heard that argument.
They might suggest that, say, children's songs or other media like TV shows and movies might be more effective teaching materials if you're aiming for standard English.
So how do we reconcile the academic argument for K-pop's potential with these very real practical and cultural reservations? It sounds like there's a bit of a clash between pedagogical theory and everyday perception.
This is critical, and the academic study we looked at addresses it directly. It argues that the distinction between standard and non-standard English is largely a social and political agreement, not purely linguistic.
Okay.
It emphasizes that dialects like AAVE are systematic and rule-governed linguistic systems. They aren't mutant or broken English. And this point is supported by resolutions from organizations like the Linguistic Society of America.
So the idea isn't just to teach one rigid form of English, but maybe to broaden students' perspectives on the language's diversity, to show them how it's actually used in different contexts.
Exactly. The 2015 RNAC curriculum itself aims not only to develop communicative ability, but also to foster cultural understanding and global citizenship. Therefore, the study suggests that embracing the diversity of English cultures and styles, including colloquialisms and even slang found in K-pop, can actually help students widen their linguistic perspective. It makes them more aware.
Okay.
The key, of course, is for teachers to navigate this carefully. They need to select materials thoughtfully and explicitly explain different forms while, generally avoiding the vulgarities in the actual classroom setting.
What a fascinating deep dive. We've seen how K-pop really does transcend mere entertainment. It's emerging as a surprisingly rich and crucially motivating resource for English language learning, particularly in contexts like South Korea.
Absolutely. And despite the challenges, like finding specific examples or dealing with those non-standard English forms, the research clearly shows significant alignment. K-pop's vocabulary largely matches educational curricula, and its grammatical structures, colloquialisms, even the AAVE influences, can provide valuable, authentic learning opportunities. It's a goldmine they're already engaging with anyway.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, it means that sometimes the most engaging and effective learning tools are hiding in plain sight, wrapped up in the things you already love. This deep dive shows us that when it comes to language, immersion in popular culture isn't just fun, it can be profoundly educational.
Which raises an important question for you to consider. Beyond K-pop, what other unexpected cultural phenomena in your daily life might hold hidden educational potential that we often overlook?